doing a little bit of quick ESO. Have allergies. Excuse me. Fuck. I love living in Northern California. You get all kinds of year-round allergies. It's amazing. Honestly, it's a minor payoff. That's just a thing. Anyway, so what are we doing today? We are investigating some druid cultists. Seriously. I don't understand this map sometimes. It's like, we put a way shrine right there, and then like, literally across the street, there's another way shrine. And yet there are certain areas of the map that are completely closed off by rocks and cliffs and oceans and rivers that you can't ford. And, yeah, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so we're going through what is known as the prologue mission.
Stay back, Druid. Your
Looks like everybody else is here. It's kind of immersion breaking when you think about it.
I'm not one of the others you encountered. My friends and I are here to stop them.
Oh, really?
Alright, we're going to skip all this because I need to get through. I want this done. I already read this already. I mean, you know, I already know what the story is. My son's played through it many times. I like the idea, though. Although, when I'm thinking about systems of magic for my own homebrew, I'm not necessarily running off of any particular system. I do have my own RPG system that I've been developing over decades, really. But first it started off as just a homebrew world of the D&D campaigns back then. That I was, it was Greyhawk, Forgotten Realms, early 2nd and 3rd, 4th edition, you know. Oh, we are much farther away than I thought we were. Are you kidding me? Well, I don't care. Gold's meant to be spent. So yeah, thinking about my my own in-house RPG system. Basically, an RPG system for tabletop games is coming up with some kind of an engine or mechanic that that determines what happens in the game when things aren't a sure thing, or when two or more forces are in contention, and the outcome is not, you know, a foregone conclusion. The early Dungeons and Dragons game was really a way for commanders of tabletop armies to portray their heroes and their lieutenants and their captains, and basically to zoom in from the macro into the micro, you know, because the question got asked by Arneson and Gygax, you know, we're charging into battle up this hill. What's my commander actually feeling about this battle? You know, that kind of thing. And what's his story? Does he have a backstory? What's his history? What's his background? And they started thinking about those things, and from that exploration came the chainmail set and the Min and Magic set, and then eventually that all became Dungeons and Dragons. D&D was born from a tabletop skirmish and combat game, and that's why so much of it is driven by combat. And a lot of times people really get kind of frustrated by this, myself included, that, you know, combat is, you know, is the sire of D&D, and yet it's like it's also the dominating force in D&D. Pretty much almost all your conflicts get resolved by combat skills, and combat itself in Dungeons and Dragons is a completely separate fucking phase. I mean, you literally come from turns of 10 minutes long down to, you know, rounds of 6 seconds long, and that's kind of, you know, it's jarring, and it puts everything in what is essentially bullet time. If you think of D&D games like a movie, like many people have used as an analogy, you know, you can skip through entire scenes with just fade to black, and the next morning there's people putting on boots and putting on clothes and stuff, and you understand what happened. Unless of course you're watching HBO, and then it's like it's laid out, all of its graphic details for you. Um, is that above me? It is. There it is. I can see it. Hey, this is annoying.
No, we were too late. Archdruid Michiel killed Weirus.
Oh no, they killed him or her. I don't know.
They must have killed the Weirus as soon as she
They must
opened
have killed the virus. Oh, they killed the virus. Bitches! Fuck! Viruses are so rare in this world. I mean, there's one in every region instead of 15.
Fire Song have it.
So what was I going on about? Oh yeah. So then you had games like Vampire the Masquerade come out, where they focused mostly on the storytelling, that the game was more driven by character action than anything else. D&D in 4th edition went straight heavy into the miniatures battle game systems, which is why a lot of people didn't like 4th edition, because it was essentially just, a miniatures battle game with light RPG elements. Pretty much every scenario ended with a massive, map and terrain and minis and combat maneuvers and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's like, when you've got, I have no idea what the fuck's happening there. Hold on a second, I'm just gonna figure out this poor bear is like he's attacking a totem for whatever reasons there are. Oh, I think they're breaking the totems. That's what's going on. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, even in Elder Scrolls, I mean, the majority of your experience points comes from, doing combat. So a lot of current RPGs are trying to do away with that. They're trying to reduce the amount of combat that comes in, or at the same time, I think I can get down there, can't I? You're gonna force me around. Yeah. So it's like some days, sometimes you feel like you want to. I mean, there's ways to resolve a conflict. Oh yeah, this is just gonna keep going at it until it's exploded. Hey, she finally used her protection. Kind of lost my train of thought here because I'm just kind of slamming through this. I just want to finish this chapter.
I claim the ancient spirit for the fire song, just as the prophecy dictates. Witness the power of fire song Druid.
That caught them off balance.
You and that blighted stone lord. Why must you interfere?
Oh. He's not that tough. I mean, this is just the prologue.
Well, Archdruid Michiel didn't stand a chance against you.
Friend, help me release the spirit.
Awake. The flesh fades.
The spirit. Can they understand us?
Loud. Too loud. Writhing.
Sheds tears.
This is a fantastic animation, by the way. This is a good character.
Sap. Flowing. Roots. Stirring. You dug me up. I was asleep. Seasons and seasons. Plucked like a flower from the dream of the green. A promise whispered in petals needed Yes. Free. Keeper, nourisher, the flower grown and given form. Dreamed by the green long ago, I am. The king spoke, the weird sang, and free became free. Bright. Too bright. Purpose. Free has a purpose. But the memories are unclear. I am the tender, the nourisher. Gentle hands mend the ground. Awake now. But where? Who? Blood warm in the soil. Away! Sunlight on leaves, please!
Free? I'm a druid. I'll take you someplace safe after I talk to my friend.
Like the Druid King? Sunlight on leaves. Yes, Free will go with you.
We actually did it. We learned why the Druid King met with the Weirds before leaving High Rock. It was to summon this nature spirit. But as to their purpose, that remains a mystery. Perhaps the Stonelore Elders can help me figure it out. We need to return to the Glenmoral Weird Camp and let them know what happened here. They deserve to hear about Weir's Sorsha from us, as well as about the fate of Archdruid Michiel. We can discuss our next steps back there after we give them the news.
Let me open a portal for us back to the camp. Here we are.
Loud and bright. Blood and soil. Awake! Awake! The season of purpose approaches. Yes, it does.
Very Shakespearean. Midsummer Night's Dream, anyone? Anyway, so for a long time, combat and other actions have always been a separate entity in RPGs, but recently,
I'm sure they'd be safe there.
No, Dove.
since the time of Apocalypse World and other systems before it, similar systems before it, they're trying to
Yes.
homogenize the activities.
And stone.
Okay, here we go.
And sun.
And we're still chatting. Jesus.
Softer. Pulled from the soil. Breathing deep. Druid. Druid Laurel. Free. I am the nourisher of the seeds. Find purpose. Together.
Like I was telling Duluth, I want to take Free to Galen, an island in the Sisters Archipelago. They should be with the Stonelore Druids. If anyone can help them find their purpose and keep them safe, it's us. After their actions here on the mainland, I wouldn't put it past them. The Fire Song revealed themselves as the path traders they are. I need to warn my circle and get Free to Galen. Take this, friend. Maybe we can work together again in the future. I hope Free feels comfortable on Galen. I know the Stonelore Druids will do everything we can to help them and make them feel welcome. And I hope to see you again, my friend. You should visit us on Galen next time you travel to the archipelago.
I already know all this, so I don't need to worry about that. I guess we're done here? Ooh, yeah! Alright, completed. Now we need to find a way to try and get the bugger us all out of here. see, journals, quests, no quests. Oh, fuck me. We have antiquities, scribables. This is a nice little minigame, by the way. Current zone. Tall Papa's lamp. Oh, this is the one we just got. We got 30 days for this one. Man. You know what? I think we'll set that up afterwards. We'll come back to this. In the meantime, just to kind of finish it up my original thought. So, the idea of, a game system that operates for both combat and for the narrative parts, the story, the non-combat parts. Everyone's been trying to develop a system that works for both pretty easily, and I found that Ironsworn is actually one of the best. Ironsworn and Ironsworn Starforged. Starforged more particularly, their combat system integrates very easily with the whole, non-combat adventuring part. Because Wizard of the Coast, established 3 pillars of Dungeons & Dragons. There's exploration, role-playing, and combat. And all 3 of these are integrated seamlessly in the game of Ironsworn and the Powered by the Apocalypse type, move-driven gameplay. Which basically means that you don't choose to pick a lock. Using a lock-picking skill is triggered when you attempt to unlock a lock or pick a lock. It's kind of bizarre the way you think about it when you try to work it over. I think DM Scotty talks a small explanation about it that was actually very nice. I don't think Bob Worldbuilder has talked anything at all about Powered by the Apocalypse kind of gameplay where you have moves that are activated. If you're familiar with a game like Magic the Gathering, there's a thing called triggers. And so I play a land, and my opponent has, an enchantment or a creature or an effect in constant play on the other side. It says whenever a player plays a land, this happens. That's what PBA does. Me playing the land and tapping it for mana is what old school RPGs do. His effect triggering off of my action is what Powered by the Apocalypse, what moves do. So he's able to activate an effect because I implemented an effect. And it plays back and forth, and he's chained back and forth all the time. So say, for instance, I say, all right, my character wants to go and explore this canyon. The move that gets triggered is begin a journey. I don't choose to begin the journey. The move complements my choice to explore a canyon. So then I would roll these sets of dice and compare it to the results that come up, and then you have strong and normal and weak, and you have strong, weak, and fail hits. Strong hit would be like, not only am I able to find the canyon, but I am so well prepared for the canyon, I get a bonus to my next couple of rolls or whatever, or I have a bonus I can use in a roll in the future, as long as it's applicable to the canyon experience. On a weak hit, I find myself there, but I'm exhausted, need to find some supplies and a place to camp. So because I had a weak hit, that would trigger another move or roll where I would then need to see, okay, well, do I set myself up with a base of operations before exploring the canyon? Am I able to regain my footing afterwards? On a miss, either I don't find the canyon or there was some trouble on the way, maybe we got waylaid by bandits or something like that. And so then in the narrative, I could then, it's cinematically speaking, it would show my character and his companion setting out to go find the canyon, and then there would be a cut scene. It would cut to myself, just myself, showing up at the canyon. This is the weak hit. Narratively, I'm thinking that somehow along the way I lost my companion. And so then in the story, you would see my character setting up a camp, maybe tending a wound or something like that, or reassessing the supplies. And then there'd be this flashback moment on the road, or like 30 minutes earlier, or 2 hours earlier, or a day earlier, depending on how long the travel was. It's irrelevant, honestly, but it's for narrative reasons. Setting that time up can set the distance and raise the stakes. Because that's what the PB, Powered by the PBTA system is all about, is raising the stakes, and any good RPG is about raising the stakes. If you don't have something at risk in the gameplay, then you're just daydreaming, and you could do that without any game systems. You don't need dice, you don't need character sheets even. You can just say, I'm floating on a raft in the middle of the ocean, and I have no worries because I'm a demigod, and if I want food, I can make food. I need water, I can make water. If it's too warm, I can make cloud covers to cool off the sky. If it's too cold, I can make the sun brighter. That kind of situation. You're just daydreaming. So when you're playing an RPG, tabletop game of any kind, or any game of any kind, you want stakes, you want risk. But you don't want to feel like you're being overpowered, unless, of course, you do. But that's all a discussion for another time. Anyway, I'm out of here. I know it was pretty incoherent. I'm dithering a lot. But thanks for stopping by and putting up with it.